Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Yeps,
My name is Yips.
and I wish we were meeting here under better circumstances. For Jagex has officially killed Dies, and I'm here at the funeral for these 5 beloved original Dies because I it's over, man. It's over. These die prices have absolutely collapsed, and it's completely Jagex's fault with the release of the Aurora and the Soul die. Like I don't. Anyway, I'm just gonna rant today. Not gonna have tons of editing just because I need to get this out to somebody. Comment down below. I mean, if you guys are feeling with me on this, Clue community, because honestly, it's pretty bad. We're gonna look at some numbers today. We're gonna look at exactly what's taken place because it isn't too pretty. So, anyway, I am here on my beautiful little image I made with the 5 original dies. Why were these 5 original dies so great, you might ask? Really, I broke down here the different colors, right? So, I mean, we've got a green die, we've got a purple die, got a blue die. You know, we got like a black and white, kind of depending. Like, you know, if you die like a Lang third age, it's going to be kind of black and white. And then you got, of course, blood die. So these are all different colors, you know, very, very balanced and everything, which is great. And obviously, this isn't all of the colors. We could add more colors. I think the bottom line here, it all started back in January when we released this bad boy. I mean, take a look at this. The Aurora die, released in December of last year. And this thing really kind of destroyed everything. It was the first MTX die that came out into the game. It also, you know, was something that you can earn not from clues, which completely went against how dies had been obtained for the entirety of RuneScape. So for years and years and years, this whole spree of dies only coming from clues was broken, and here we are. So, I mean, the other issue, I mean, that's like 90% of it, right? What happened, however, to our beloved ice die, check this blue color. Aurora die is freaking blue, meaning that when you die stuff, it is going to override. When you die stuff, it's going to look even better. I mean, look at that. We'll just check some previews here. That looks cooler than a nice die, to be fair. I used to like straight copium. I used to think, oh, I like ice better. It's original. Honestly, I think everybody agrees that the Aurora die looks cooler. And that creates a problem. One, because this was obtained not from clues. This isn't a rare drop at all. It was something that very, very, very many people got. I mean, comment down below if you got an Aurora die over last Christmas season. I mean, it has completely, especially with the huge influx of supply, killed off ice dies. Let's take a peek. Let's look over here. Like ice dies, for instance, I remember I got one. I think my first one, I mean, it's going to be capped because of max cash stack. I literally got my ice die, and I think I sold it for 2.4, my first one. 2.4 bill. If we looked right now on the bot, the most recent trades today were for about 900 and something mil. So we're officially down under a bill for ice dies. Like, that is insane. Even at this huge, like, it was widely accepted at this point that it was 2.3 bill the whole way through. And then all of a sudden, it completely tanks down to what, like 40% of its value? It's insane. And this is all done because of the freaking MTX, of course, coming in and ruining the show. If you were to look at the, you know, percentage of loot that comes from elites, for instance, ice dies aren't even that uncommon. Like, they're uncommon because it took me, if you watch my clue series, it took me forever to get my first ice die. However, they're not super uncommon. They're more common than shadows even. Yet they were still fetching such cool prices because they had that monopoly on the blue dies. And they were still rare. People don't like elites often as much as hard clues. There's way fewer members of the elite clue gang versus the hard clue gang. And so this, anyway, this has just killed it. It's completely killed it, and it's made the profitability from elite clues go down. I believe, you know, when I was going crazy last fall, I think I did like 1,700 in a couple months of elites, which is good for me at least. And I think elites were on average like 5.5 mil each. They're all the way down to 4.1 mil. I mean, like, what the heck even is that? It's like 4.1 Like 34% drop right there. Just from, I'd say the bulk of it's are mice dice. I mean, the good thing is that shadows still have like their purple market. Same with these big two. I would say that these two are protected because they're so freaking rare. You know what I mean? You might do thousands of clues with that one, which means these are safe. Though even still, they've taken a hit. This peaked recently at about 8.5 before the new max cash was released. Plus just the release of the soul die hurt it even more. We're down at about 7 bill or so for the red one. I've seen the third age go down to 6 bill even when it was pushing on 7 bill before. So I mean, these were damaged. Blue was absolutely eviscerated. Blue. The ice die was absolutely eviscerated. Purple is damaged very, very badly. I'll flick over real quick to the shadow die. So for instance, if we hop over to my Discord, check this out. We've got 900 mil yesterday. We got down to 882. These things were well above 1.2. They were into 1.3 territory. These have dropped, 30-40% of their value. It's insane. Check out this one now. 105. They were at 155 for a very long time. That's 30 to 40% of value once again. So like, genuinely, these are both killed. Thank goodness that hard clues, they're mostly getting money from fortunate components and also skipping tickets, which I would say this is a good thing with skipping tickets soon. I don't know if you guys have heard, there've been some Reddit posts, it was even posted on a game jam, that they may add, at least to a degree, skipping tickets, the slider puzzle skipping tickets, to elite clues, which would mean that elite clues would probably go up a little bit. It also mean that hard clues are going to come down even further. So last time I checked, hard clue went from 2.3 mil each to 2 mil each, which is a little bit less than these other ones were hit. Just not good, guys. Just not good. I mean, back to our Aurora die. These things were like crazy merch at the beginning, and it makes you wonder, like, check. You can see the daily volume even on this chart here on the RS wiki. There were like thousands being sold a day. If you were to go check, let's go check shadow die volume. Like there are way more Aurora dies, I feel like, out there than you would think. Like even recently, check this. On a huge shadow die day, I don't even believe it. This is when the G was messed up. Average day, 40 or so. Aurora die, I guess like 40 to 80 or so. So, I mean, these are so common. And because of how common they are, people can get their hands on these new MTX dies relatively easy. Like, let's check the soul die. It came out recently. Real quick. This event was really, really long. Like, check this. I don't know if it says here. Yeah, literally from 12th December, I think it went into January that you could turn in your paper. Like, it was insane. And now we've got soul dies where they just straight up handed them over to MTX. And, look, 2023 Parcels in the Dead event. You can get them from the paper too, so you can get them in-game and Treasure Hunter, which just, I mean, look at that price, LOL. Let's go a little bit quicker. So, I mean, it started at 1.1 bill, as if, tanked down. We're starting to see a little bit of a rebound now because of that rework. To be fair, it's cool. And to point out as well, the soul die is hopping into this green category, which may have accelerated the Barrows die's demise. To be fair, people called it a poop die because it looked like freaking poop, and they didn't like it that much. And so this green die now hopping in, taking over. Let's check some, like, I don't know, some elite tectonic. Okay, they still have the old one that looks super ghetto. Anyway, the new one, I'll post some pictures, but it looks cooler and it occupies that same green color space. They're just constricting these original dies that you actually get for rewards from clues, and then they're just pumping MTX to like super kill it. So I mean, like, I really, really hope that if they add more dies, they aren't going to be adding ones that are purple, or like a black and white, or red, or even anything similar to it, because obviously the blue is different in the Aurora versus the ice die. However, because they're similar enough, they cancel out original dies. It's just how it goes. unless they update the the image of how these look, which I think would upset a lot of people, so they shouldn't do that. It's not going to go well. So bottom line, I've been ranting for a while. Bottom line, we need crap like this to stop. Like and people have said, I've been reading through tons of Reddit. They will say, how about we, add soul die and Aurora die to clues? Maybe add them to like mediums and hards. There are so many of these items already in the game. First off, I would be terrified if I was merching these and they announced that they were going to be adding them to clue tiers, especially mediums, which you can do so dang fast. I'd be terrified. I guarantee that this item would completely collapse overnight. These people are banking on these no longer being re-released. If you see here, Soul Day may no longer be obtainable, but could be re-released in the future. If this isn't re-released, they're going to skyrocket. If they are re-released or obtainable through another means, especially on a long-term basis, these are going to collapse. So they're just like these weird dies that aren't originally tied as a reward. And it makes it sad, honestly. If they would have announced that the soul die is going to be also on hard clues, or maybe like they even create a new tier of clue and add, soul die or Aurora die to that. That would have been really cool. There would have been a crazy chase. You know what I mean? It's like when they drop a new boss. People would be going crazy trying to, to run clues in this case, or to kill the boss to get the new, whatever weapon. It would be like doing clues, killing all the clues you can to try to get the cool die. It would have been a fun, chase for the clue chasers. I mean, that name would have made sense a lot more, and it would have been dope. Now, basically, if they do that, it's kind of like this weird thing to cover their tracks when they were just trying to make money. And I'm someone who's not gonna like get mad at Jagex for trying to make money. I think, a lot of other people hate MTX where they'll just, talk about how it's so predatory and everything. I don't disagree with that. I really don't. However, I think that with Jagex being a company, they need to make enough money to grow and hire more graphical designers and get more players on here and upgrade their marketing. Like, all these things ultimately are good for the player base, especially when it's such a, this game has been around for so long. We need more people. We need fresh blood. We need, lots of participation and stuff. So I don't care if they're making money. I just wish that they would do it in a little bit of a smarter way, to be fair. And I don't think dies are the way to do it. It's basically the equivalent of them releasing, like, for me as a clue chaser, this is what I do most of the time when I play RuneScape. This is the equivalent of them like dropping the new T95 wand and orb, or the new T95 crossbows in game, and instead of putting that on a boss, they're like, we're gonna put it on like MTX. We're gonna put it on you, just like AFKing wood cutting, and then you get a bunch of paper and you can turn it in and get a T95 weapon that sells for a lot of money. It's just like a kick in the teeth, and it doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. And yeah. So anyway, that's my rant. Jagex, please do better. Like, just, if you're gonna add a new, type of die, please just add it to clues. Make a new, like, it's such a big part of the game. You guys have invested so much in clues, and they've been gaining, tons of people lately who have been going to clues now. Like, instead of bossing, they find that there's another way to play the game that isn't just AFKing for 10 hours while you work each day. It's a really, really cool and unique thing running clues, and I think that the community deserves having more clue content instead of just trying to make more money for yourselves. So make money for yourselves in a smart way. Please respect the clue community and toss us a bone every once in a while. We really, really would appreciate that. So, end of my rant, guys. I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If this video gets 200 views, so be it. But I feel like I just need to get my thoughts out and kind of echo some of the thoughts that people I've heard both in Reddit and in my own friends who run clues as well. We'll get there, guys. Hopefully, someone at Jagex will listen, and we can make some progress towards some new developments on clues. Protect clues, man. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.